If you've been through a narcissistic relationship, it can be terrifying to date again, to love again. Because when someone is nice to you or they're affectionate towards you, you immediately become suspicious, because that's exactly what happened with your narcissistic ex. In the very beginning, it was very exciting and loving, and that's because it was the beginning of the cycle of abuse, which was the love bombing. So that's why today we're going to talk about how to spot the difference between love bombing and true love. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Missy, and if you're new here, welcome. I am a life and relationship coach, and on this channel we get to the root of the issue and we learn how to heal and deal. So if that's your thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to be a part of the fam. I really genuinely appreciate each and every one of you. So going into today's video, like I said, when you get out of a narcissistic relationship and you start maybe dating again or talking to people that you're interested in, you immediately become suspicious, which is so sad. You immediately think like, what do they want from me? What's going on? They're being nice. Are they future faking? Are they manipulating me? What do you want? And even if you haven't been in like a manipulative or narcissistic relationship, it's still important to be aware of love bombing, because it could be really easy to be tricked. And once you become educated, it doesn't feel so scary. You then know what to look out for, and then you can know like, oh, okay, I know the signs. So let's talk about the beginning of every relationship. Every relationship starts in like the honeymoon stage. It always starts off as infatuation. You test the waters. It's exciting, you're figuring each other out, you're on your best behavior, putting your best foot forward. But eventually, like in a healthy relationship, it eventually starts to die down. But in the beginning, you're slowly revealing things about yourself. You start to get comfortable maybe sharing things about your past and sharing maybe the tough times when you have a rough day at work. And you just slowly start to reveal these things. You don't lay it on them immediately. And that's when you're in a healthy relationship, then you start to build trust. And then you start to, feel comfortable confiding in more. It's like there's different layers of a relationship. It starts at the very beginning when, you're putting your best foot forward, and then you share a little bit more and you get a little bit more vulnerable to the point where you really trust and confide in this person. And you start to form a genuine bond. In a manipulative or narcissistic relationship, it moves really fast. All narcissists have an agenda, so it's never genuine. So the I love yous will be coming really quickly. You'll hear things like, you're my soulmate. They'll be sending gifts. They'll be making grandiose gestures. Maybe they'll pay for you. They'll seem like a charming, perfect gentleman or lady. They'll be loving texts, and it'll seem like they're really interested in what you have to say. They're very dramatic, so they'll use really intense words like, this is a magical, you're my soulmate, you're my everything, you're my world. There's no one else that would ever fill your shoes. They'll say things like that. And then also like, there'll be amazing dates. You'll have the most amazing sex. It'll just be so magical and amazing. It will feel too good to be true, because it is. But here's the thing. They're very good at reading people. And what they're doing is like, they may seem interested in what you're saying, but really they're just gathering information so they know the things you like, what you don't like, what makes you tick. They're gathering all this information so they could use it against you later on. That way they can devalue you and they know what makes you upset, but they also know the things that make you happy, so they can use it to hook you right back in. And it'll feel like a drug, because it becomes very addicting, because they're putting you on such a high, you become very addicted. That oxytocin release, that dopamine, serotonin, you become really addicted to it. And that's really important, because this is the starting stages of grooming. They're grooming you to trust them and to give you the certain image of who they are. So you always have that in the back of your mind. So then during the bad times, you remember, oh wait, he is this, or he or she is this good person. And it's much easier to manipulate and control you down the line when you have this image, when you feel like they're a drug you're addicted to. And they are so insecure, it feels good having someone that wants them so much. So it's a very artificial connection. They're mirroring what you want, and they put you on this pedestal. And just like they put you on this pedestal, it's really easy to lift you up, and they will try to tear you down as well. So some warning signs are that they will be really pushy. They will be needy. It will seem like they just care about you and they want all your time, but really it's just really controlling. They do it in like a caring way, like, oh, I miss you, I just love you so much. But really it's a controlling way. Like if you say no to them, they will get mad at you. And you may notice yourself feeling like you're walking on eggshells, or you're afraid to tell them no. But in the back of your mind, you think like, oh no, they just like, they love me and they're a little bit needy, but it's okay. Like I want to take care of them. And like I said, it moves really fast. So they will say things maybe within the first couple weeks or even month or a few months. They'll say like, oh, you're the one, I want to marry you. When in reality, like how could you marry someone when you don't even feel comfortable like farting in front of them? Like that's so soon. It just feels like a fantasy, because that's exactly what they're doing. They live in a delusional world and they're trying to bring you right into that delusional world too. Now, in a healthy relationship, like I mentioned, the honeymoon phase, it kind of fizzles out a little bit, but that's when you learn how to compromise and communicate and work through your issues. There's times when you really love each other, and there's times when you're a little bit frustrated, but you still love each other. It's a consistent love for each other. It's just constantly working on communication and reciprocating. It's not like that in the narcissistic manipulative relationship. Because it moves so fast, it goes sour really fast too. So it's kind of like this. It's a roller coaster. So you're going up, oh, look at all the pretty trees and the flowers. Oh, this is so magical. I'm so happy. And then when you start going down, you're like, oh my God, where's my seatbelt? Why is my partner evilly smirkly laughing right next to me? Why is there fire and hell all around me? I'm terrified. Am I going into death right now? And then when you're down there, it all of a sudden starts going up. And your partner is all of a sudden smiling again, but not creepily. And you know, there's gifts and there's love all over again. And then it goes down and up and down. And that's exactly what it's like being in a narcissistic relationship. It's a cycle of love bombing, devaluing, and then eventually discarding. And discarding can also be there in the middle where they get rid of you and then you come back. But it's just this constant cycle. You can go in feeling like it's the best relationship in the world. So all of a sudden you're being gaslit, you're being shamed, you're being guilted. Maybe you're even dealing with physical abuse. You're just being punished. And what usually causes the relationship to go down is because you didn't give them what they wanted. You didn't behave the way they wanted. You didn't give them the supply. So they then punish you for it. And also keep in mind, when they're getting a negative reaction from you, that's still supply, because they're not able to communicate what's going on. They're getting that reaction, so it's giving them some sort of validation or pleasure, seeing that they're causing some sort of reaction, some sort of change in your behavior. So one or two things will happen. One, you'll wonder where that sweet, amazing person went. So you will take responsibility for it and you will apologize, and then they'll start behaving the way that they were in the beginning. And that's when they'll start doing the love bombing again. Or if you say, nah, I'm not about this, and you walk away, they will immediately try to get you back. They will hoover over you. And the reason why this is because they're really insecure and they have a fear of abandonment, and you have something that they need. You are nurturing, you're caring, you're loving. You fill that emptiness they have. So because of that, they want it. I mean, it makes them feel special because you're special. They don't have those traits. They don't know how to feel that. And when other people give that to them, they specifically pick those types of people. During the grooming stages, they specifically are grooming to see who would fit. So when you leave, they immediately get that insecure feeling, and they'll do things that they know that you wanted. Because remember, they know everything about you. They gathered that information to use it. And they will do things that they either said no to, so they may be more affectionate when maybe they were not really affectionate before. They may say yes to doing like date night or certain things that they maybe said no before. They all have amazing sex again. Now, if you're insecure, you feel this emptiness, you have wounds that you haven't dealt with, you will eat all of this love bombing up, because you have this emptiness. When they give it to you, you're like, oh, I feel fulfilled. This is what I was missing. That's why they're my soulmate. You feel like you're a broken person that's missing a part of you, and they have fulfilled that. And that's why it can become very addicting to be around them, because you feel like you need them at this point. You feel empty. You haven't dealt with your inner wounds, and they healed that in some sort of way. So you need them now. You need them to feel whole. So you become dependent on them. And you are someone who is a nurturer, a fixer, a giver, and they take advantage of that. That's exactly what happens when you don't give yourself your own needs. And also, you remember how they were in the beginning, or you want them to be this specific person, and so you will not believe what's going on. You will get stuck on that image of how you want it to be, so you will then take them back again and again and again. Now, when it comes to healthy relationships, it's not a roller coaster. Of course there's arguments or disagreements, but it's not where they're devaluing you, making you feel like complete shit. There's none of that. Sometimes maybe you don't handle the disagreement in the best way, but you don't leave the arguments feeling destroyed. You're able to feel heard in some sort of way, even if it takes a little bit because there's emotions involved, but you're able to work on the relationship, and it's not just like up and down, up and down. It's like just little bits, not major love, major downs. So how do you know if it's real? If in both cases, when you're first getting to know someone, you're not really getting the genuine them, you're getting their best self. And here's how you know. One, intuition, like I always talk about. Something will feel off with the narcissist. Even though it's so loving and it's so amazing, it will feel a little off. Like I said, you may be afraid to say no. You will be afraid of what they're going to say when maybe you go against them. Something will feel off. But not only that, their actions don't match their words. So they'll say something to you, but then they'll act the complete opposite. So maybe they say like, I'm such a nice person, but then you see them being rude to people that don't benefit them, like waiters or people that they see as less than, or maybe ex-friends or ex-partners. You'll see them be really rude to them or talk really disrespectfully about them. So always pay attention to your intuition and pay attention to what someone shows you, not what they tell you. Do you ever see those people where they're like, oh, I hate drama, and then they somehow are always the one that's in the drama, is starting the drama? Because people want to believe they're a certain way, but their actions don't match their words. And that's what you want to do, is you really want to pay attention. What is this person showing me, not what they're telling me? Another thing you can do is, like, in the love bombing stage, they will lift you up. Like I said, they'll put you on this pedestal. You're the most amazing person. Ask them some of your flaws or some things that you could work on. A real partner would tell you like, hey, I'm keeping it real with you, communication, honesty, trust, I'm gonna let you know. Someone, when they're in a love bombing stage, in that delusional stage, they will immediately say like nothing, like you're perfect, especially in the very beginning. So that's a big red flag, because no offense, but definitely not perfect. None of us are. So that goes to show you that they're not being realistic. They're in that delusional love bombing stage. And the biggest thing is put up a boundary. Say no. See how they respond. Like I mentioned in the beginning, they will try to, ask a lot of questions, try to find out information about you. So put a boundary up and slow your roll on sharing things, and maybe say like, hey, I really don't want to talk about this. See how they respond. In a healthy relationship, they'll be absolutely okay with it. Take your time, we'll do what you want. With a narcissist, that's not how they'll behave. They'll say, what, you don't trust me? I'm only doing this because I love you. Like, I just want to know more about you. You're ruining our relationship trying to get to know each other. Or they may, like in a covert narcissist, they'll pretend like, oh yeah, no, fine, you don't have to share anything. And then they'll try to ask again, and they'll try to push again. So that shows they're not able to respect your boundaries. And that's exactly how you can test to see if someone's respecting your boundaries. In a healthy partnership, they'll be cool with it. Or maybe they'll have like a healthy discussion about it. Maybe they're trying to understand you. They want to know more about you. They show genuine care for you. A narcissist or a manipulative person, they won't have that. That's when they'll start to devalue you, put you down. They'll try to punish you for it. That is the biggest sign that you want to run for the hills. Like, run, girl, run. You don't want to mess with anyone that does not respect your boundaries, because that's exactly what it will be like in the relationship. They will control you. They will manipulate you. That's how you can really tell, oh, someone's gathering information on me. If they can't respect that I'm not ready to talk about something and they're trying to push it, they must be trying to gathering that information. It's like, what's the rush? You got a train to catch full of other supply you can go try to abuse. So don't be scared when someone's being loving and affectionate towards you. That's not a red flag. What a red flag is when they're not able to have a healthy conversation, when they punish you in certain ways, when you try to put up boundaries. And when you're feeling something's off, that's how you know. There are people that are really good intentioned and they actually genuinely care about you. You just need to find those people. You need to love yourself first and be aware of these things. Then you'll find and you'll attract those people. It was really hard to love bomb me, especially when I was a kid, because growing up, I was a kid that was really ugly, and I was the kid that kids would pretend to go out with as a joke. And I had like ugly girl syndrome. So as I got older, and guys would try to hit me up and they would say all these like loving, nice things to me, I would immediately say, how many other girls did you say that to? And would weed out the ones when I called out their bullshit. And then they'd go away because they knew I wasn't someone they could groom. That wasn't someone they could get away with this. So shout out to ugly girl syndrome when I was a kid. So it worked out my benefit. Thanks, bullies. But that's exactly what you want to do, is you want to kind of put up those boundaries, saying, no, you don't need to say all that to me. Like, we're literally known each other a week. How are you going to marry me? That's how you get a love bomber to reveal their true intentions, by putting your BS detector on. And they will tell on themselves. They'll let you know what their real intentions are by you calling it out. So have your BS detector on. Get so confident in yourself knowing when someone is BSing you and not just believing what everyone's telling you. What do you guys think? Leave it all in the comments below, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with someone that you think may need it. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye, guys. I'll be making grandiose, and then all of a sudden it's like, you start going down and you're like, oh my god, where's my seatbelt? Oh my god, I'm so scared. What's going on? I'm dying. It's like a little bit, a little bit. And if you haven't subscribed, what you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.